Hi, Bethany. We're recording.
Hello.
We're recording.
Nice.
And I always know that it's Shriever like fever.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I was having difficulty with that early on in my announcing game when you came onto the scene, and I
Right.
believe it was your father who was nice enough to Instagram message me and let me know it's
Yeah.
Shriever. So,
Yeah, that was my godfather who
oh yeah, okay,
because he's quite funny with that. So, but yeah, you got it now, so it's all good.
that's good. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, getting on with life in quarantine now.
Yeah, how?
I'd say like it's weird because it's like normal now. Like I can't imagine like what it's like now when everything goes back to normal. Like it's weird. Like I think I'm fully adjusted now. I think my whole family's adjusted. Like yeah, it's just crazy, really.
So, are you typically in Manchester, or do you typically train at home?
So I'm typically in Manchester full time. So I train at the NCC. Um, yeah, just day in day out, and then I'd come home maybe once or twice a month. But I've chosen to stay in isolation with my family, and I was able to get some equipment from the indoor, like weights and stuff, and I've got a squat rack, so I can do all my training here, which is good.
Nice. Well, let's talk about BMX.
Yeah, mate.
You're a
Yeah.
BMX bicycle racer. How's that going? And you can't race. You haven't raced yet. So we've been
Uh,
reminiscing with some other riders about their best lap, their favorite lap. You have
yeah.
one?
Yeah, I'd say one of my all-time favorite laps is when I won in Zolder 2018. I think that was like my second ever World Cup final. I was first year elite, and everything just clicked into place at that very moment, and I held it all the way, which I was freaking like well excited about. So it was just like shock of it, I'd say. Like it was just a shock, and like how it literally like I got it fair and square from start to finish, and like yeah, it was just
Yeah, I believe I was there. I think I remember calling it, or
yeah,
maybe Rich was calling it, or we shared the lap. I don't know.
yeah,
But and you have to know Rich Eames, anytime someone from the UK is in the top four, he's very pleased.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, but who was in the main? Who were you next
So
to?
I had, I think it was Judy Bell. It was quite a few Europeans actually.
Mhm.
Judy Bell, Laura, Merrill. I think we had Rebecca Petch in there actually. I think
Mm.
that was her first World Cup mains. Yeah, it was a bit of an up and down day, I think. Like
Yeah,
some of
what
the
was going on with
big,
it? Well, up and down. So that's interesting. You got to the main, so it must have been more ups than downs. But
yeah, for me it was because obviously like a bit of luck does
mhm.
play a big part in BMX, and it was on my side that day, and like I said, like everything was just going my way, and it was going smooth. Um, and yeah, I think on the gate I was next to Laura and next to I can't remember who I was next to on the other side, but I know I had Laura on the inside, and all I had in my head was like get out and follow Laura. She's obviously like the favourite. And then
Mhm.
when I was out in front, I was like,
What lane did
oh,
you come out of?
uh, 4 or 5, I
Okay,
think.
I felt like
Right.
you came out of the middle. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, as soon as I just saw that I was in front of Laura, I was like, I've had a flyer, let's go. And then boom, that was it.
Is that one of your favorite tracks?
Yeah, definitely. Like we've had, especially with British cycling, we've had loads of like training camps there, so it's quite a familiar track for me. And I love how it's technical. I'm a technical rider, so it suits me. Um, and yeah, one of my favourites.
One of your favorites. Nice. So let me rewind a little bit. You said earlier that you were surprised, or you were, what was the word? Did you use the word surprised, or am I using
Yeah,
the
like
word surprised?
shocked. Yeah,
Shocked.
shocked. Yeah.
So I remember when you won the world championships in Rock Hill.
Mhm.
You were shocked then. What? What's the deal with that? Why are you shocked? Now, I appreciate the humility. I do.
Yeah, yeah.
But But I've noticed that about you. When you do
Mm,
well, obviously, but when you do exceedingly well, you seem to surprise yourself. What gives?
I think, like, I'd say, like, on the day, like, I think it's to do with my head. So, like, I think I have it. Like, I've been working with a psychologist anyway, but I'm just saying, like, from before, but I
Hmm.
just have it in my head, like, to make a semi or a final is, like, huge to me. Like,
Hmm.
it's massive. So for me to just, like, be in front for that lap and actually take the win was, like, mind blowing, because I
Hmm.
wasn't expecting. Well, I was happy to just make that final. So, like, in my head, I wasn't like, yeah, I'm ready. Like, I can win this. Like, I was just like, yeah, I've done it. Like, made the final. That was my main goal. So I just sort of had fun with it, and I ride best when I'm relaxed and having fun, and that's obviously showed in that lap. So
Hmm. I remember that too. That's something else distinctly that I remember around that time, and about you. Um, there is this kind of formula, I would say, about
mm,
fun and relaxed with you specifically. And um, I remember even maybe even leading up into that World Cup, because was that a back-to-back weekend? Was that did we
yeah,
do that was Papendal the week before or something like that?
yes, yeah, it was, yeah,
Yeah, and then it was back to back. But I remember that was kind of the theme between you and your coach or trainer at the time, and maybe he was maybe he was being interviewed, or
yeah,
and he said
right,
something about how you're feeling good and having fun
yeah,
again.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
So,
I
um,
want to talk about the again part.
right,
Did
so
it not get fun for a while?
yeah, like, well, because I've suffered with the mental side of it, and like I struggle with, like, taking it too
Mm,
seriously or being too relaxed. So, like, that I had the perfect build up leading up to that World Cup, because that week we stayed in Belgium. We were
mhm,
literally all we done was ride tracks and have fun.
mhm.
So, like, up to that race, I was just happy and enjoying it, and, like, yeah, like, just all was worked out, and just was happy from start to finish. So
Nice. Nice. So that's a theme. So you say you work with a psychologist. That's cool.
yeah,
I've seen you also working with. Are you still with your same coach? Do you work with your same coach, or do you specific? Because I've seen you working with Shanae's at the
yeah.
races. So how
So
does that work?
now I'm 100% just with Marcus
Okay.
Bloomfield. It's like fully just British cycling now.
Hmm.
Um, because that just works best. Like, I'm with the boys all the time training, and he knows me very, very well.
Hmm.
So that's who I'm solely with now, until the foreseeable. So
Okay.
yeah,
Cool. And there was a bit of a kerfuffle too, if I remember. I don't know if it's a kerfuffle. I'm just using that word. Um, but at the beginning, you didn't. I'm on the outside of British cycling,
hmm,
and if you're
yeah,
not
yeah,
in,
yeah,
you're out.
yeah.
It seemed like their stance on supporting women. We didn't, it seemed like
Mhm.
it just seemed odd that you weren't with them
Yeah,
kind of this whole time. But I don't
yeah,
know. But I guess what most people don't know, if that was a decision by you, if it was a British cycling thing, or it was just you were
hmm,
trying something different. So just if you want
yeah.
to clear the air
Yeah.
about that, so
So
there's no
yeah,
rumors.
I'll clear the air.
And
So
by the way, you could do it in an American accent. I heard one earlier. That'd be fun too. I'm just
that's
joking.
right. I don't want to get taken the mick out. So basically, I don't know when it was, 2000. I don't know. It was back in the day. Basically, UK Sport, who supply the funding for
Hmm.
British cycling, cut the funding for girls, because obviously we haven't had any, like, results at all for women in BMX. So they just wanted to cut it. So basically, I took that upon myself to go away and do my own thing,
Hmm.
because if I was to stay on British cycling without that support, I would have had to, like, basically fully rely on my parents, which I was anyway. But it just would have made it more stressful. So stayed at home, trained at home,
Hmm.
and I worked as well to earn a bit of a living. Um, and then basically, I got in touch. Sinead's got in touch with me and said she wanted to help me and get me back into that sort of British cycling mold, because obviously that's sort of the only way that I can get the support to get to the Olympics and have
Mm.
sort of chance. So she helped me with that. I had loads of meetings with British Cycling, and they basically decided to help fully fund me all the way to the Olympics. So that's where I got back in, and now we've got a really good relationship with British Cycling. And if I bring back a medal, then that will obviously help with the funding for future and for girls in BMX and obviously other sports as well. So that is the goal: bring back a medal and keep the funding going.
Nice.
Yeah,
You easier said than done.
yeah,
But
very.
very possible, very possible. So I noticed someone's elbow in the background. So who's, or
Oh, it's
maybe
my.
that? Yeah, she doesn't want to say hi.
Mother.
There we go. How you doing?
Yeah.
So, how old are you?
21.
21.
Just turned 21.
Just turned 21, and that Rock Hill was a junior win,
Yeah.
and it seems, I guess it was a what was that? 2016?
2017.
17. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh,
So only at 21, you may have 2 or 3 Olympic cycles in you.
yeah, definitely.
How many do you
I think,
want?
I think I've got 2 in my head. Because I
Fair
don't
enough.
know, like I've got an ambition.
It's only 8 years.
Like I've got something that I want to aim towards after the Olympics is all over and BMX is over for me. Like I want to get into teaching and get a full-on career in that. So I'm quite passionate about that as well. So, but I think at the start I did say I only wanted to do Tokyo, and then I've had those conversations with people and they're like, you only get one chance to do this, so you might as well make the most of it and just have a good time doing it. So not many people get this opportunity, so I just want to make the most of it before the 9 to 5 job for the rest of my life.
So teaching, what ages did you want to teach? What level?
So I want to teach like kindergartens. So like the 5-year-olds, basically. That's what I did when I was working before I was full-time athlete. So I just love working with little kids and helping them out. So yeah, that's another one of my passions.
Nice. What else don't the people know about you that maybe might surprise them?
Oh,
That question just came up. I didn't even have it planned.
that's right. Probably that I love collecting shoes, sneakers.
Trainers.
Trainers.
Or
Yeah,
wait, does it have to be? Is it shoes? Is it specifically trainers or is it shoes?
yeah, like sneakers, like high-end sneakers, mainly.
You're a
From inspiration.
sneakerhead.
Yeah, a bit of sneakerhead.
Nice.
So yeah.
I always do my best. Let's see, to match my sneaker
Oh
with
yeah,
my shirt.
nice man. I rate that.
It's a there was a brief moment where I went in this phase where my sneakers were like the opposite of my shirt. They just stood out versus, but I kept getting drawn back to that.
Huh?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Cool. So how many sneakers do you have?
Quite a lot. Probably like I'd say a solid, probably like 20
Okay.
decent sneakers, I'd say.
Now,
It's
do
only
you keep them in the cases and you keep them all protected and all that bit?
I've got them on shelves in my room on display so you can see them. But I've got a lot of shoe boxes which take up a lot of space as well. So, but yeah, they're on display so you can see them because yeah, they're cool shoes, man.
They're cool. So how many people are in your house right now? How many people are
Uh,
you
there's
sheltering with?
five of
Okay.
us right now. My mother, father, and 2 brothers.
Okay. Now, do your 2 brothers ride at all?
Yeah, so basically my youngest brother Luke, who's 17 now, when he was 13 or 14, he basically won everything. He world European champ, national British champ, and then just gave up. Yeah, so he literally won it all. I think his was quite a big mental thing as well. So like the year after he won everything, he just couldn't really deal with the pressure that well, and
Mm,
he get really stressed out. And I just don't think he enjoyed
mm.
that. Like some people like freaking thrive off that feeling of feeling like nervous or whatever, but he hated it. So I just don't think he wanted to carry on with that.
Does he still ride though?
No, not at
Wow.
all. There's like
Wow.
he has like a BMX that he rides around the village with.
He just like
Yeah.
dropped the mic.
Literally, he done one race, the last race, and that he hasn't touched it.
Wow. So I
Crazy.
suspect you will ride even if you don't race. You seem like very much like a rider as well
Right.
as a racer. Does that make
Yeah,
sense?
yeah, yeah. Like I love riding my bike. Yeah, like it's what like the whole skill aspect thing is like what I'm good at. So yeah, I enjoy doing it.
So what's your favorite track then?
Oh, my favorite track. I think one of my favorite tracks was the Papendale track, but they now changed it. But the old Papendale, like with the big triple into the first
Mm-hmm.
corner, I love doing that. And probably Columbia as well. I
Oh,
love
that was
that.
very tech.
Very very techy, which suited me very well.
So
Yeah, so
then,
I love it.
so I'll put you on the spot. Least favorite track.
Least favorite. Oh, probably. Oh, I don't know actually, because I get on with like most tracks.
Yeah. Yeah, I've never seen you struggle with a
Yeah,
track.
I get on with most of the tracks that are like there. But I don't know really what tracks there are. Don't know. No, no, I don't know. Don't know.
All right,
Couldn't
fair
tell.
enough. Well, that's a good place to be. That's a good place to
Yeah,
be because there's some riders who, um, like, there's places where they just hate going.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah. Yeah, I have that.
that's
Don't have
good.
that.
So then I'll put you on the spot again. Who do you like being next to on the gate, and who do you not like being
Oh
next to on the
god.
gate?
Oh god. Who do I like being next to on the gate? I'd say
And why?
to I like being next to Drew or Drew. I don't know his
McKeelson?
surname.
McKeelson.
Mikkelsen.
Canada.
He's one of my good mates riding, and we just have a good laugh. So like when we're on the gate next to her, but sometimes actually a bad thing about being next to Drew, when she comes out the gate, she screams.
Really?
Yeah. So
Okay.
you're like, ah, when she comes out the gate. So that's a bit off-putting, but I like being next to her just because she's my mate and like, yeah, it's just chilled.
There's a
Like,
bit of comfort.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
bit of comfort. I don't like being next to probably any of the Russians,
Why?
just because
Do they have a very specific strategy? What's the deal?
I don't know, like they're very they don't care, and most of them have pretty sick gaits. So yeah,
They're coming out pretty strong.
yeah, they're coming out. Especially Afromova, she's coming out strong no matter what, really.
Mm.
Yeah.
All right. Nice.
So
Well, everyone has that person. Oh, another question.
oh,
And yeah, so I'm not gonna have you could put I'm not well, I might put you on the spot,
okay.
but you're 21. You've been around the block a few times, around the
Mhm.
village. I don't know if you guys have that saying, I guess. Throughout the course of your career, has there been like that one person that you just can't stand when they beat you?
Oh god.
Whether they're like famous or not or good. I've always had a few of them, and not that it just was just that. For me, it was one of my best friends actually. But
Right. Um, I
just a
don't know.
question. Yeah.
Like, just like right now, or
And
just
nope. Just throughout. Has there always been like that one person
um.
was like, she got me. I can't say where she gets me. Anybody could beat me but her.
Oh, I'd say like, well, quite recently, probably when I was training with Stephanie Hernandez. I
Mm.
wanted to be
Yeah, yeah.
so, and like,
Usually,
quite aggressive as well. Like when she's next to you, like she's next to you. Like
right, right.
I'd say
Yeah,
one of
it's
them.
usually when it's those. It's funny. It's not always because you hate on that person. It's usually
No,
just like there's like a just a specific reason.
Rivalry, innit?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I wouldn't say I have like one like particular like rivalry with
Right.
anyone like at the moment, because I'm sort of like an in sort of the pack at the minute rider. Like maybe it's sort of like it's not like Laura and Elise, like them two are like, you know what I mean? I need to get up there, you know, do that.
All right. Your biggest strength as a rider, what do you think it is?
My skills, probably being able to like drive through jumps, and like I'm pretty good at taking in things. Like, so if someone was to explain a technique, I can be able to process that in my head and then do it. I'd say they're my two big things that I can do quite well.
Can you manual as long as or as good as Vanetta Peterson?
No.
I just saw a video of it. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah, no, mate.
It just hit me.
Some of the best girls at Manulin are that Aiko and Robin Gomez, whatever their name is.
Okay.
Young.
So strength is skills. If there was one, and you don't have to, you can lie about it since this is the press, but I'd rather you not. Biggest weakness?
My brain.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. But you're working on that. You're working on that.
Yeah, and I am. I've been putting a lot of work in on that. Like, one thing that held me back, like especially last year. So I'd say that is literally the only thing that would be holding me back. Like, I'd say I've got overall strength, speed. My gates aren't too bad. Could be better, but the one thing is up here.
The BMXer always working on their gates.
Always.
Yeah. Well, cool. Is there anything you'd like to say? I think we've nailed this one. The fans have gotten the scoop on Bethany Shriever. Yeah.
It's good. It's been good chatting to you.
Yeah.
That's it, really. I don't think I've got anything to say. Just to everyone to stay inside, keep safe, wash your hands. That's it.
All right. Well, cool. Yeah. Until we see each other again, hopefully soon at some kind of BMX bicycle racing event. And thanks for joining in.
Thanks a lot, Jason.